Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ed Talk TV, Conversations Worth Having. I hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday. It has been good. I don't know if you saw my dancing video, but I did that for you guys. I did that for you. You're welcome. So if this is your first time joining, welcome. My name is Ed, and I am the guy that's going to help you show up, deliver, and engage here online. If this is your first time joining, please be sure to say hello. Even if you're watching the replay, it's so important, not just to me, but to everyone else who's tuning in and who's checking the comments, because the magic happens in the comments. Hey, Erica. Hey, Vicky. Welcome. Erica is on time. So today we are going to jump into some content here soon, but first let me give you guys a quick overview. Today we are streaming both on Facebook and Instagram. We did this yesterday and we're doing it again today because it was just so much fun. So you'll hear me talking to both parties here. It's cool. We've been doing Ed Talk TV for now 76 episodes, strictly on Facebook for the most part until this past week. We've been kind of switching it up and having Instagram family join us, and it's just a different perspective, so it's a little bit different. Vicky's buzzing. Vicky's been partying. She's one of our UK viewers. I love it. So be sure, even if you're watching the replay, to comment. Share this out, of course, if you want, but comment, not just for me, but for you, so that way you get seen, you get heard, and you get to meet new friends, because we have a really good group of viewers who tune in throughout the week, throughout the weekends, and will jump in and comment, and you just never know who you're going to meet. If you need anything, my link is on Instagram. My link is in the bio. Literally, it gives you everything. Join the email list, Ed Talk TV, Hey Ed community. I mean, work with me, learn from me. Like, everything you need is in that link. Facebook, I'm going to drop that link right now for you right here in the comments. It's going to be all of Ed's links in one convenient spot. You like that? All in one convenient spot. So it's there. Anyway, on this show, we talk about, it's a business talk show. So we talk about business, tech, and the user experience. You never know what you're going to get. Today's title for the episode is, what if it took you 8 years before you actually put your product out there? What would you do? We're going to talk about that because we have a real life example to go over as well. But I want you to think about that. And I want you to, even if you're watching the replay, I want you to share how you feel. Share your insights, but how does that make you feel? If it took you 8 years before you could release your products, and you knew that going into it, how does that make you feel? What do you think? Let me check on Facebook here. Vicky says, Facebook is misbehaving really badly today. Yeah, for those who are not familiar, Facebook has just been, I keep calling Facebook drunk. I'm hoping that it's trying to sober up, to be honest. Every day it's like hit or miss. I will say yesterday we had really good reach on our Facebook Live video. I was impressed. We felt like we were almost back to normal. I'm not going to get too excited about that. By the way, you guys will see me drink water. We got a big one today. So I'm not going to get too crazy about that. I'm like, cool, you stopped drinking for the day. Awesome. Baby steps, right? So we'll see. We're talking about Facebook, by the way. So we'll see what happens when it comes to it. But, I guess I should ask for those who are new, how many of you guys have a business? Let me know in the comments. And if you do, what is your business? Like, what do you do? It doesn't have to be, your pitch. It doesn't have to be your website. Like, literally just like break it down, whatever comes to mind. Like, what do you do? I help you show up, deliver, and engage. What does that mean? It means a ton of things. I'm your tech guy. I'm your marketing guy. I'm your sales guy. I help you just with life, like all of that stuff is basically what I bring to the table. So what is it that you do? And that could just be anything. Vicky says, I'm only catching every other word. Oh, yeah, Vicky's having some troubles with Facebook. Sorry, Vicky, it's that international Facebook. Just kidding. I wanted to see, can I do this? Yeah, there we go. Instagram, I'm going to zoom you in a little bit just so that way, because we got a nice zoom over here that I can't change. So I wanted to bring you guys up a little closer there. Boom, there we go. If you are just getting started with your business, let's just start there. If you're just getting started with your business, and I told you it was going to take you 8 years before you could provide your first product to the world, what would you do? What would you go about? Like, it's a product you're like, yes, Ed, I want to take on the world with this product. And I'm like, okay, cool. But you know what? It's going to take you 8 years. What would your reaction be? What do you feel you would do moving forward? Like, how would that change your perspective? And I bring this up because we're going to talk about this example, and on Facebook I'll share my screen with you guys. Instagram, I'll try to do a screenshot or something later. I can't flip my screen for you guys because it's down on the computer. But it's one of those things that we know as business owners, for those of us who are already business owners. If you're new, you're going to know. It takes time. It really takes a lot of time. And anytime you talk to an entrepreneur, matter of fact, how many of you, even if you're watching the replay, how many of you guys have talked to an entrepreneur, a small business owner, call it whatever you want, but how many of you have talked to somebody who's already been in business for several years, and what have they told you? What are some of the things that they told you? It doesn't have to be just around time, but what are some things that come to mind when you've talked to other business owners? Now, if you haven't talked to any business owners, this is a good time, not now, but later, to go talk to somebody. Talk to them. Figure out what's your favorite bakery. Ask the baker, how they got started. Go down to the mom and pop shop. I kind of want you to do this in person because it's a different vibe, it's a different feeling, and it gets you into the local community. Just have that conversation. Go get your coffee and be like, I just absolutely love this place, and how did you manage this? Like, how did you get started? And it doesn't have to be this full on, well, we have to sit down for like an hour or 10 days to talk about it. No, just like ask them, was it something that just happened, or did you have to spend a lot of time figuring it out before you could open up the store? Things like that. The reason it's important to ask and to really feel that out is because every time you can actually find out that it takes years before you start getting a profit, before you start having your product out there in some cases. It's one of those things that you just never know what's going to take off, how it's going to go about, all of that. So it's one of those things that you need to know going into it, that it's going to take time for you to build your business. And are you willing to put in that time? Now, I know everyone's situation is going to be different. We're all going to have different expenses. We're all going to have different family things come up. And, the list can go on, right? 9 to 5s, all of that. So we kind of have to factor those in, which is part of, if you're still at a 9 to 5, that's part of your planning your exit strategy I talk about. But what you really want to understand is, what is it that you want to do? And what are you going to be investing in? And how are you going to be investing in that? And that could be little bits here and there. It doesn't mean everything. So let me go ahead and show this example. I'm going to switch my screen over on Facebook. Instagram, you'll have to just listen in. So let me go ahead and switch my screen here. So check this out. Coca-Cola in Japan, Coca-Cola just came out with Coca-Cola Frozen. And this flavor is lemon. So they've taken the squeeze pouches that you can see. A lot of the times you'll see them for kids, and then you'll have like the Go-Gurts. Hey Mindy, welcome over on Facebook. It's kind of like the not necessarily the Go-Gurts, but like those fun squeezable kid pouches for like kind of like applesauce and things like that. It's kind of one of those pouches which are very popular. You can see those everywhere now. So that's what they came out with. Now, Coca-Cola says, and I'm looking down at the screen here, it came out in Japan, but it's taken them 8 years before they could release this. Not only that, it's gone with nearly 100 different prototypes. You guys, that's crazy, right? 100 different prototypes. We're talking about one product that they're trying to make, which is the squeezable slushy pouch, basically. One product. So let's back up. One idea, one product, and They went through not only 8 years worth of testing, but over 100 prototypes. That means that they spent money on things, material, to build, to test, to figure out what's going to work for this. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of time, but it's a lot of money. And so when we think about what we're building, and we're going to talk about what the problem was that they're trying to solve here in a second, but because I know you guys were thinking that and you were going to ask that, but you didn't put that in the comments, so I was kind of like, these guys need to like pick up the pace a little bit, so I wanted to put that out there, just saying. But when it comes to our products and figuring things out, some of you might be like me where most of our stuff is digital, right? I have a digital courses, I have digital offerings, my Hey Ed community is digital, like all of that's digital. They're still products and there's still marketing around them and all of that. But I'm not putting out yet actual product, like a solid here's the ed case that your phone can go into, right? That there's going to be things like that later, I'm sure. But you have to understand that these are actual products that they're testing, and that's where the money is. Katrina, nice to see you. Hello, over on Facebook. We're also streaming live on Instagram today, you guys, just so that way everyone can have a piece of Ed Talk TV, right? So Mindy's here as well. Perfect. So we're just getting started and talking about how Coca-Cola in Japan has released now basically a frozen slushie in a pouch using those popular slushie pouches. And on Facebook, I'll show you guys real quick again the screen here. And, these are very popular. And you have to think, okay, so what was the problem though? Like, why did they come up with this and why 8 years? Like, why? Well, because they had to go through and they had to test. And this article doesn't specifically talk about the details on that. I'll just assume and go into details about what I think. But first, the problem that they were trying to solve is they noticed that the vending machines for frozen slushies, the type that you can go for ices that you can go get at, the movie theaters and carnivals and things like that. Well, they noticed that there was a problem with it. They said it, let's see, what did they say? They just said that they keep breaking down. So they know that there's a problem. In this case, the slushie machine doesn't work. And now, obviously, that's a big problem. I mean, all of us are going to flip out, especially in the summertime, if we don't have a slushie machine that works, right? But you have the slushie machine that keeps breaking down. Then they have their product, which is the Coca-Cola slushie, which obviously is a thing. I mean, I still remember when I was a kid going to 7-Eleven to get the slushies, and it was always Coca-Cola. So they've been around for a long time, so they're still popular. And you have to think, so now you have a product, which is the slushie, that's popular, but the way you dispense it, if that makes sense, the way that you put it out there is through a machine, but the machines keep breaking down, which chances are those machines are very expensive to fix. And again, I'm generalizing here, and I'm just making assumptions because this article doesn't talk about the whole thing, but I'm giving you guys my insight, is that they took all of these components, they realized how much it costs to fix the machines every time. Chances are how heavy the machines are to transport back and forth to the different locations, and the list goes on, right? Then you have to take that number, and then you think, okay, how can we make this better? Right? That's the question that I always ask myself every time I look at a product, even if it's something that I don't need to be building or making or working on. Like, that's just how my brain is wired. That's why I always joke, ad agencies and other people should have me on retainer all the time, because you just never know what you're going to get. And it's one of those things that's what my brain does. Every time I see something, how can I make that better? What is it trying to tell me? We talked about this yesterday. If you guys weren't here, there's this new hashtag Shower Challenge Go challenge going on. It's awesome. You just can search on Facebook. Instagram has a couple, but Facebook has the most right now. And it's literally just search hashtag Shower Challenge Go, all one word, but you have to have the go at the end. and you'll see the different videos there from people. Tammy, one of our Facebook viewers, she just posted hers today, which is awesome. And it's just so much fun seeing everyone, have their different spin on it. Anyway, we talked about that yesterday and how the challenge is going off like crazy. It's so much fun. Hey, Carol, over on Instagram. So you think about the different things, and so what we were talking about is you come up with how can you make this better? And so I'm going to guess that whoever at Coca-Cola in Japan was like, okay, we know what the problem is. We know that the machines are too heavy. They're too expensive. Like, why are we wasting our time? And even if they were cheap to fix and we still had them in the locations, okay, I'm just going to pretend like I'm the guy in charge over there, okay? Or at least in the marketing area. So you guys bring up that, here, we'll role play, okay? Because this makes it easier. You guys are bringing up the issue of Coca-Cola, the freezing, or Coca-Cola ices, and how the machines keep breaking down. Okay, no problem. Well, let's try to fix the machines. But then you're like, no, the machines they keep breaking down. They're too costly. It's too much to handle. I'm like, okay, no problem. How about this? How can we make this better? How can we go through and reach more people, provide a better experience for everyone, customer, store managers, employees, our company, all of that. How can we make it better? And how can we help make our customers feel this experience? I'm going to use going into 7-Eleven, going to the slushy machine, getting your Coca-Cola, right? Your Slurpee. How can we make that experience available at home? We get these slushy pouches, and we try to do that. Now, of course, this is where that 8-year span comes into play, right? And that 100 or so testing, because they didn't just start with those pouches. They probably started with a few different types of containers. They probably tried, I would imagine they probably even tried those Go-Gurts, the tubes. Like we used to get, what was those icy things that we used to use? They had the little sea otter on the box, and a few other people, replay viewers, live viewers, you guys will probably know. But they were like the little ices. They're all liquid, and then you pop into the freezer, and then they freeze, and then it's just this tube that you just eat the ice. Might even be called icy, I don't know. But that reminds me of that song, Icy. Never mind, just kidding. Otter Pops. Carol on Instagram got it. Otter Pops. Those were so good. How many of you guys can remember Otter Pops and enjoying those on any type of day, but especially a summer day? Oh, those were the best. Mindy got it. Yep. Otter Pops. Yep. I love how the comments come in like that. Perfect. So, I'm sure they tested all of those types of things. And then they were thinking, okay, but what's going on here? And now when you see these frozen packs, and on Facebook I'll show it to you guys again. But when you see this packaging of the frozen packs, you can tell like they're popular because you see them in the stores. You see them in the baby food aisle. You see these in sometimes in the freezer aisle for drinks, because I think there's some alcohol ones that are out there, which of course, you first thing you think of as an adult, you're like, oh, but there's probably alcohol in this one. There's not, at least not that I know of. Hopefully the dogs don't go crazy for a second. But not for the alcohol, but because the door was opening. So anyway, you have that part. And so you just think about how you can make these shifts and what your product can do and what people are thinking about. And I would hope that they went the extra mile to, and I mean Coca-Cola, I'd hope they went the extra mile to actually, during those testing, give people, like they have their small beta groups, right? Give people those samples, see what they do with them, see how they open them. I'm going to pause on that thought. I got to pause for a second. I'm going to see what Erica says on Facebook. She says, I think mine were called something like, maybe we got generic Otter Pops. Yeah, Erica, I feel you on the generic Otter Pops. No doubt. I've been there too. Totally been there. We're good. We're good. So what you have to think about when you're testing, and like I said, I'm hoping that they did this, but if not, this is your lesson for you to do with testing whenever possible, is you want to make sure that you're getting inside your customer's head. How do you do that? Well, if you're doing something in person, which hopefully at some point you can, you want to see, what are they doing with the product? How are they picking it up? How are they testing it? How are they opening it? What are they doing with the product? You know, I've used this example before, and it's one of my favorite examples. A friend of mine gave me this book, and I forget the name because I haven't actually looked at it for a while. I know, there's just so many. But one of the stories in there is about Procter & Gamble. Now, I'm going to just briefly go over this because it ties in, and it's important for you to hear, even if it's the second or third time. Like, it's good for you to hear. So Procter & Gamble, back in the day, was like, okay, we've maxed out. Like, we have our cleaning products. They're the best on the market. But what else can we do? We can't make them stronger because they're going to burn up people's floors and tear up their countertops. So that's out of the question. So we need to figure something out. And so they hired this team, and they were like, go out and figure this out for us. Like, we just need it. And then they studied what consumers were doing with the products. They went into the homes with the consumers to watch how they used the product. And then there was this one, and I don't remember the names and stuff, so I'm just giving you the overview. But there was this one where the guy watched this lady spill coffee grounds on the ground, and she reached for the paper towels, grabbed the paper towel, got it wet, swooped it up off the floor, the coffee grounds, and threw it in the trash. That's when he was like, that's it. That's your next product. Came back to Procter & Gamble, told them, listen, you put a wet paper towel at the end of a stick, call it a mop, you're done. They're like, nah, get out of here. No, we can't be doing that. What? No. That's not. Go back. And I think it was a couple months later when the person was like, no, listen. This is your product. You got nothing better. Like, this is your product. Pay attention. And so, I'm just making it even better story. And they finally were like, oh, no kidding. Okay, we'll do it. We'll see. Guess what it was? You probably have one in your house. You might even have two in your house, depending on how big your house is. I think I have only one, and I think it's still in one piece because I don't know. They're a little flimsy. The first one I had, so I got the souped up one that has like the little button that you squirt the stuff out of the. But I actually don't really use it. But anyway, it's called the Swiffer. Swiffer, which is on every store shelf now, and it's all over the place. Isn't it crazy? Like, that's how it got started. And I love those kind of examples because it's stuff that you can relate to. It's stuff that you're buying. And you're like, what? That product right there? Right there on my shelf? Eric on Facebook says, I love Swiffer. Yeah, it's, I have a love-hate relationship with Swiffer. Not the brand, not the well, I don't know. I guess dusting, maybe I just don't like cleaning. That's probably it. But anyway, when it comes to it, it's those types of stories that you have to love and dig deeper and look for, and like I said, every time I'm out, I mean, just with anything, those in the Hey Ed membership, those with the Hey Ed community membership, we're actually going to do a small mini training. Well, I don't know if I call it a training, but it's something that I'm going to show you what I do personally when I see products and stuff. So it's going to be fun. Eric on Facebook says, maybe you're too messy, Swiffer can't hang. Could be true. But when it comes to things like this, always be asking yourself, how can I make this better? And it may not be you, but that's the question to ask, because that's what starts getting the brain moving, and that's where you start getting those creative juices flowing. And then you have to think, okay, how can I make this better? What's already out there? Remember, you got to do your research. This is my life, you guys. And so when I see products out there, that's what I'm always thinking about. When I see these examples, I'm like, so cool to know how it started, right? Every product you have has a story. We don't know all the time what those stories are. Heck, we don't even know most of the time what the stories are, because we just want the product. But once we know the story, it can make it just that much better. In some cases, it may be worse, but let's stay positive, right? So it's one of those things that you just really have to understand, like, what is it that you're trying to tell here? What is the story? And hey, Tammy over on Facebook, who we mentioned earlier, Tammy, that you posted your hashtag shower challenge go video, which was awesome. Way to partake in the challenge and step it up. By the way, you guys, the challenge is open for anybody. I highly, highly encourage you to do this, especially if you're shy. Let me tell you, it is the best feeling. And if you're looking to just do something different and something fun and to get that engagement going, this is the challenge you need to do. It makes everyone feel good, and it's just so much fun. Tammy says, yeah, too much fun. It's one of those things that you guys just do it. You all can do it. I want to see it, and your friends do too. And I want you to tag people, get people to do it, because that's the beauty of it, is we're all having this conversation now, and we're, those of us who have already taken part in the challenge, we can't wait for the next video to come out. We're like, who's next? Who's next? I want to see. And then there's this whole thread of comments talking about how awesome the videos are. And you don't have to be the professional singer. You can use the app called music.ly. You can use that, save the video to your phone, and then go ahead and upload it to Facebook. Go ahead and upload it to Instagram. Just make sure it's public, and then put in hashtag shower challenge go. It's so much fun. Tammy said, I posted in another business group too. Nice, Tammy. Yeah, you guys, okay, so let's stick to that for a second. You guys want content, right? You want to be able to, how many, raise your hand, even if you're watching the replay, you want content. You want to get content out there that's engaging for your audience. You don't know what to post. You don't have enough engagement going on with XYZ platform, on XYZ profile, whatever. All you have to do is this challenge to get you started. I'm giving you right now, you guys, I'm giving you content of your very own that you can run with, that you can help your community, your audience, go to the next level. Even if they just laugh, you've done your job. Even if they just view it, you've done your job. Like, it's not about how many shares you can get. It's not about any of that. What it's about is you showing up, delivering, and engaging. And this challenge does that and way more. And so when you start to do that, that breaks the ice for you and for your audience. And that's going to take you to the next level. And it's a feel-good thing. Like, it feels good. So just do it. Erica on Facebook says, Tammy, yours was hilarious. It really was. Tammy raised her hand, yeah. And I think that's cool, Tammy, that you shared that in a Facebook group too. Because that again, it creates that awareness. It creates that challenge. It creates the challenge, but it creates the awareness, and it gets that conversation starting. You guys, that's what this is. This talk show, conversations worth having. Social media, join the conversation. That's what it's about. That's the whole game here. It's not about how fancy your post can be, how really clean your Instagram profile can be, how really neat your Facebook page is. None of that matters. Sure, it's bonuses. Sure, your profile looks great. Good job. It's very clean. It's got nice fonts. I like it. Okay, that's good. That's a good start. But again, it's kind of like followers, right? You can have 1 million followers, but how many of them are engaging? It's nothing without that engagement. Same thing on social media. Doesn't matter how beautiful your profile is. Doesn't matter how many numbers you have liking it or following it. What matters is anybody engaging with it? Because if they're not engaging, then there's a problem. And that means that you need to be testing. That means you need to be switching up your content. That means that you need to be a little bit vulnerable and put yourself out there in a different form and see what takes, see what works. Because we never know what's going to work. And I'm telling you, but I'm also telling myself, because that's why on my personal profile on Facebook and on Instagram, you'll see it in my story. That's where I put today's dancing video. And I did it publicly on Facebook. Because, you know what? I thought I could leave this just in my story and have the few people see it and feel good and have a good laugh. Or I can make this public on my profile and let it go through people's news feed throughout the day and the coming days. And I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to do it. I don't even care. I'm just going to do it. It was a good song. I felt good. And it's going to brighten somebody's day. Because guess what? That's my job. It's part of my job. Like, that, I have to show up and deliver and engage. Like, that's what I was put here to do. And it's now coming out more and more where I can do that with you guys. And I will tell you, Lisa says that video was so fun. Good, Lisa, I'm glad. It's one of those things that I'll tell you guys, it's taken a long time. We're gonna get personal here for a second. It's taken a long time to get comfortable with being online, publicly, being here, live video, sharing with you guys the dancing videos. Like, it's a lot of fun, and the more that I do it, the more I'm like, let's do it. Like, this is who I am, and this is what people love, and this is what people need. I mean, you need a good laugh. And I will say that it's taken a long time because I always felt like I had to be like very professional, which I am. I mean, you guys will know, especially those of you who have worked with me already. You guys know, like, we're going to have fun, but I am very professional. And I'm like, let's get this cleaned up. We are very organized and all of that stuff. Like, don't get me wrong. There is that part. But I always felt like, that other businesses and other professionals are going to be very like, oh, well, how can you take this guy seriously when he's over there dancing? Or how can you take this person seriously when they're doing X, Y, Z? Listen, might have been a few years back that way, but things have changed so much now. I'm not saying like go post your Friday night, Saturday nights at the club photos. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about just you being you and just really being available in that sense that you just feel good. Just put those good vibes out there and share them when you have them, because it's going to make somebody's day and it's going to make somebody laugh. And it's like, why should I hold that back? Why should I hold my greatness back? Right? That's just something, more and more I'm going with, okay, what am I feeling? I just got to share it out because somebody else needs to hear this message. Somebody else needs to be there. Tammy says, break out the puppets. It's so worth it. Tammy broke out the puppets in her video. That was fun. That was really good. Erica on Facebook says, I spent my 20s and 30s hiding, worried about what people might think. Now that I'm in my 40s, which, Erica, you're still in your 30s. I don't care anymore. Being our real selves is everything. I'm a natural goof, and I don't apologize for it or hide it anymore. It's true. It is so true, Erica. And I love that you mentioned that, because I think a lot of us, we just feel like we can't express that. Like, for those reasons, like I said, and what you were saying. It's just one of those things where we just feel like we're constantly being judged because of social media, and that if it comes out the wrong way, it's just weird. I mean, I'm not saying don't, obviously know what you're posting, be conscious of that, be aware of your audience and stuff, But remember, it's social media and it's supposed to be fun. People want to see you. People want to know you. They want to like you. They want to trust you. The only way that they're going to do that is when they really see who you are. Hence why live video is so popular. Hence why you need to start breaking out of that box. Start breaking out of your comfort zone and testing things and just moving through those different perspectives and showing people what's available, because maybe what you've been doing all this time isn't working as well as it could be. And I don't want you to stop what you're doing if that's what you feel is what's right and like what you're passionate about. Don't give up on it. Test. See what else you can do. What other perspective can you give us? What's that experience that we're going to get? Over on Facebook, Vicky says, I went live from the bus stop today with my daughter. Vicky, nice work. Vicky's one of our international viewers. And I'm so proud of you, Vicky. That is good. You are stepping up your Facebook Live game next level. I love it. Tammy says, secret share. I was once a 7-2 Cardinal mascot for my high school. Nice. Oh, you guys, we are all about, I love this. See? Go Tammy. Go Tammy. Go. See, I wouldn't have done that. I probably wouldn't have even done that, you guys, 6 months ago, to be honest. But it's because of you. It really is. It's because of you guys. It's because you guys are investing your time with me. Whether you're listening to me, watching me, sharing my content, engaging in my comments, like that, all that stuff matters. Which is why I want you to make sure that you pause and make time for those comments. You have to share in the comments. The magic happens in the comments, and you really need to take that time and make it happen. Don't worry so much about posting so much. Try not to worry about posting at all. I'll tell you, I'm going through right now. Let's see. Next level, but very weird. Yeah, Vicky, you're doing good. Let me take a drink before we go on to this. So, I will tell you guys right now, because I have let me see, where do I want to start? So, I haven't used a social media scheduler in a long time, because most of the time it's just me, and I'm like, you know what? I just like to post when it comes to me. It's weird. It's like when I feel it, I just want to post it. I don't really care. I try to be conscious of how much I'm posting because I don't want to overwhelm you guys. But like my job has always been, even when I was at the 9 to 5, you guys, I constantly was sharing information with people. I'm like, listen, here's something cool. Save it. You might need it. Some people even had an ed filter that my emails would go straight into that inbox because I just share content. Like that's who I am. That's why I created the Hey Ed community, which you guys are killing it in there. I love it. If you guys aren't in there and you're curious, you can always look at the link in the bio on Instagram or on Facebook. It's in the comments there. But that's just who I have always been, right? Researcher and just connector. And so for that, I just post when I feel it. But I have so much good content that has been posted, but it's not recirculating, that I'm at that point now where I'm like, okay, there's some really good stuff that I need to put back into the universe there and really get it out there. So I'm going to start doing a little bit with the social media scheduling, only on Twitter, on Twitter and LinkedIn, Instagram. I still like to control manually Instagram and Facebook. Or on Facebook, I'll use the direct scheduler if I need to, but mostly I mostly post those things all personally. All my social media is personal because it's just me. But you know what I mean? I'm not using a social media scheduler. But what's really interesting, and I'm looking at Tammy on Facebook, she says, do you get better engagement if it's scheduled versus random? Great question, Tammy. No. So so here's the thing, and this you guys have to test for yourself. This is a great question. You're going to have to test it for your own profiles. When it comes to social media schedulers, Facebook doesn't like that. Facebook doesn't like it. So since I'm on Facebook primarily all the time, I'm posting directly through Facebook. I'm not even thinking about a scheduler for Facebook because it can ding you, meaning it will not push that post up in the newsfeed. It will bring it down. So, hey Paula, just got home but listening in the car. Oh, nice. See, I love when you guys listen in the car. I think that's awesome. So when it comes to the social media schedulers, I haven't personally heard too much of scheduling and having it affect you on other platforms besides Facebook. Facebook's the biggest one where it's like, no, you really want to make sure that you're either posting it at the time yourself directly through Facebook or scheduling it through Facebook Scheduler. Everywhere else, you can use the scheduling, but again, test it for yourself. Shaniqua says they allow you to schedule directly on Facebook. Yes, if you have a business page, there is an option there that you can actually schedule your post. When you go to post something, instead of hitting publish, there's a little arrow that points down, and you can click on the schedule part there. It's pretty cool. So for me, now I'm trying to get back in that habit, but I have so many blog posts, like many of you, I'm sure. So many blog posts, so many of these episodes, I mean, we're on 76, hello, that I need to put those back out in the universe. I also have a lot of tools that I share with people, both free tools and tools that I'm an affiliate for, that people are constantly always asking me, Ed, do you have an affiliate link for this? Do you use this and that? And so I need to put those back out there more because, yes, they're on my website, but you're on social media most of the time. So you're not going to think, okay, I'm going to go to Ed's website, then I'm going to go to tools, and then I'm going to see the tool. You're most likely like, I'm on social media, I need a tool. Let me check. Like, that's just how we work. And so you constantly, and that's hence why you got to be in your customers' heads, right? You got to think about that. Tammy says, what about in Facebook groups? Can you schedule directly there too? Ooh, Tammy, great question. For groups, no, on Facebook. So she's asking about Facebook groups. Can you schedule directly through Facebook? I have not seen that option, but I will tell you that Buffer does have that option. I'm sure Hootsuite and those other ones, I'm a Buffer guy. I like it because it ties into the iPhone nicely. It's super clean and simple. I'm not an affiliate for them. I don't think I am. I have a link on my tools page, but I don't think I'm an affiliate for them. It's just to their website. But I just really like how clean and simple it is, and you can hook up your Facebook groups to it. And now they also have Instagram scheduling, which is awesome because Instagram has now opened that. So a lot of schedulers will have that for Instagram now. So, you just have to think, okay, stop creating all this new content. Start documenting it. We've talked about this, right? And if you don't believe me, you can go check out anything Gary Vee says because he's saying the same thing. We're like brothers. I'm the clean version. He's, the more out there version. That's what people have said. So I'm just going with it. But anyway, you can check. So it's from 2 reliable sources that you need to start documenting what you're doing. That's your content that you can share. And then you need to look at what you've already done and how can you make it better? How can you share that and get that out there? So don't worry about how many posts you get out today, tomorrow, this week. Worry about that engagement. Worry about what can you try? What can you do something different with? And check that. See what's going on. Yesterday, Kim Doyle had, Tammy says, hashtag Mr. Clean Ed. Yes. Sorry, it's like 5 feet ahead, and now I got to bring it back. Kim Doyle from Content Creators, she put out a challenge yesterday and was she's working on Instagram and just testing things, which is awesome. And she has a great Facebook group, Content Creators is called, and she's testing things, which is awesome. And she's having a lot of us in the group test things. And it's one of those things like that's what you need to be doing. Test by yourself, see if you can bring your community into it, and see what you guys can come up with. I have a post that went kind of viral on Facebook. What can I do with that? Oh, good question. Okay, so on Facebook, I'm curious, what was the context of the post that kind of went viral? That's what you guys are going to want to look at. is if something does get engagement, why? That's when you start analyzing it, right? You stop what you're doing. Oh, 350 shares. Wow, that is really good. If you want, you can drop the link in the comments afterwards on Facebook. 56,000 reached. Nice. I like that. Definitely, I want to see that post. I want to see that post. So when you guys have a post that comes up that is popular, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, I don't care, wherever it's at, you need to pause and ask yourself, why? Why is it popular? I'm just checking the comments. Being teacher tried and needing a challenge in the system. Oh, nice. Okay, good. I still want to see that post because I need to visually see it. So tag me in it, or you can pop it in the comments here. Actually, pop it in the comments here on Facebook later if you want, after the show, because people are going to want to see it now everyone's curious. They're like, wait, what? Let me see. So when it comes to these posts and something takes off, you need to, and you guys, I'm talking about you get, let's say you go from 0 comments to 1 comment. You go from 0 to 100. I don't care. Wherever you're at, whatever that next level looks like, that's when you pause and you ask yourself, why this post? Now, you may not be able to figure out the answer because, let's face it, it could have just been a super sweet day for you in the news algorithm feed. The news feed algorithm, right? It could have just been, it was just your day. You just got VIP access. Boom, we're going to move you to the front of the line. Hey, we liked it, but that's it. Just one day only, right? That can happen. So you have to factor that in, but you need to look at, on Instagram, we're using hashtags. You're going to have to think, what hashtags were popular? That's a hard one. But I would start, no matter what platform you're on, I would start with everything from the top down. Time of day, the context, what type of post was it? Did it have hashtags? Who was engaging in it? Engaging with it? And seeing, that's a long list because you really have to dive in. And some of those you might not have the answers. But when you start doing that and you start seeing that here and there and over time, then you start realizing what works and what doesn't. But again, it changes so quickly that it's not guaranteed what worked today is going to work tomorrow. But at least it gives you that time to really think about it and understand. Vicky says on Facebook, I had one last week that reached over 14,000 people about pets. How many of us love a good, I'm going to say dog video, but I know you guys cat videos are all over the place. They're nonstop. How many of us love cat videos, right? Pets we can't get enough of. We can't get enough of pets and kids. That's what it comes down to. And if we work at a 9 to 5, those funny memes and stuff where, people are waiting to get out of work or they're drinking a bottle of wine before they have the next customer come or whatever. I don't know. So let's see. Why this post? Because teachers don't talk about the way they actually feel. Shaniqua on Facebook says that why this post? ? It's because teachers don't talk about the way they actually feel, emotionally, spiritually, mentally abused. Boom. Keyword, feel. Oh, so now you've made it personal. Now, I, the viewer, can actually relate. Okay, that makes sense. I feel, I can relate, I can now engage, I can share, because I get it. See? See what happened there? That was perfect. Mickey's sliding in late. Mickey. Tammy says, there are Facebook rock stars among us. You go, ladies. Yeah, you go, ladies and gents. But that's the viral checklist would be awesome. That viral checklist would be awesome. Yeah, see, you guys, I always give out all this great stuff and I'm like, yeah, that's actually a really good idea. I should have put that on my email list, right? I'm just not that. I have so let's break that down for a second, right? Because you guys can probably relate to this. So yes, I have my email list. Yes, you can join it. It's the links in the bio / the comments. Here's the thing. And I don't even market it this way, so I know I have to be better about that. Like once you get on my email list, you actually go through, I think it's like a 7-part series. It's super small. I mean, it's like check-ins. There's check-ins in between, but it's kind of like having me pop into your inbox a couple days throughout the couple weeks, where it's like, hey, here's a thing for you to do. Did you know you could do X, Y, Z? And then the follow-up one is, hey, I'm just checking in to see how did that go for you. Like it's super simple and not to be obtrusive because I know you guys don't like email, some of you, and it's not to be crazy with email. And then I try to do just a weekly recap email to you guys. I'm getting better at it. But for me, it's one of those things where it's like at the beginning, I used to have all these freebies and I was like, this is like a pain in the rear because I want these all to be freebies, but I don't want to have to keep creating all of these sign up pages and then trying to promote X, Y, Z and da 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 da. So then I just stopped and I was like, listen, if you like what I'm laying down, you're going to sign up to be on my email list. That's it. Like, if not, well, hey, you're missing out. Better luck next time. You know, like that's just how I am. And I know like that's probably not the best way to market your email list, but it's just one of those things where it's like, listen, you guys are following me here. And let me break that. Let me just be honest about that. If you guys are following me and you like the content that I'm putting out, you should join my email list. Only because that's the only way we can stay directly connected until you unsubscribe, but you won't. Because of the fact, like, if Facebook blocks us, if Instagram blocks us, any other social media profile we're connected on, if something were to happen, our connection's lost. So then all you have left is hopefully a remembering that I have a website that you would go to then reach out to. Does that make sense? Now, I'm explaining that to you because I want you to also take that and run with it with your audience. I want you to remember that yes, it's great to have those followers. Yes, it's great to have those likes on your page and stuff, but encourage your people, your community members to sign up for your email list, not just so you can send them promotional stuff, but so that you can stay connected because that's the only direct connection you have with them unless they're all up in your text messages, right? So just keep that in mind. Let me see on Facebook. You guys are blowing up. I love it. Vicky says, I only asked if people would be interested in pet-themed jewelry. Guess what I will be making next? Oh, so here's the thing. Vicky on Facebook decided to test by asking and listening. And now she has her next product. Well done, Vicky. Well done. I love when you guys put things into practice and when you share it. It's so good. Erica on Facebook, I've liked the super short ones you've been writing the past couple weeks. Oh, good. Cool. That's good feedback. See, this is what I love about live too. So Erica's talking about my weekly recaps. You guys, listen, it's like I said, it's just like, I just want to get it out. And so I've kind of tested over the years, but now I've kind of gotten to, okay, here's a video clip, and then here's a bullet point list of what you might have missed this week. Boom, boom, boom. And then I'm done. Because I know you're not trying to spend time in your inbox. Heck, you might not even open up my email for a few days or whatever. But at least it's there with resources for you, right? So that's kind of what I've been working with. So it's good to hear that feedback. Thank you, Erica. Mickey says, likes my email shorters. Good. Perfect. Good. See, this is why you guys go live. You get live feedback, and this is why you just talk and you just share what's going on. Look at how much we've learned in this hour. We got 5 minutes left. How much have you learned in this hour? Even if you're listening, even if you're watching the replay, you have learned so much. We learned about a product that just got released that's taken 8 years with 100 different prototypes, and we even role played. Hello. Then we talked about being real and what a feeling, what experience are we giving? How can we make things better? not how much can we create. And then we talked about how we just need to be able to be relatable and break outside our comfort zone. Take the hashtag shower challenge go challenge and really just go through. I mean, this is a ton. Oh, sorry, Carol. I just saw if we were all in your member group, are we already on your email list? Oh, great question, Carol. No. So if you're in the Hey Ed community, that is a paid membership community. If you're in there, you're not 100% already on my email list. I do need to link the two or like provide. I don't think on the membership survey, I don't think I've put that in there yet. I've thought about it, but I haven't put it in there yet. So you'll have to be on my email list, which the link is in the bio here on Facebook. You can just click join email list on Facebook. Oh, on Instagram, it's link in bio. Facebook, you have it here in the comments as well. It's also on my website if you guys go to it. But Erica says, oh yeah, you should link that. Yeah, I need to. I know. It's like five different things. Whoops. Let's see. I lost Instagram there. Let's see if I can get back on Instagram. Perfect. Your email list, or do we sign up? Let's see. That's the only thing I hate when you go live from your phone. You get those connections lost. So Carol, if you're still there, it says I'm live, but it doesn't show my picture. So if you're still there, yes, that is what you want. Let's see. Boom. Okay. It doesn't let me do it. So whatever. We'll just pretend like it's still live if we're still there. Thanks, Lisa. Yeah. Join if you want. It's awesome. Perfect. Okay, cool. You are still there. Cool, Carol. I can't see myself anymore, which is okay. It's just a black screen, but it says I'm live, so that's cool. So yes, great question. That's the best thing is the email list, and like I said, it's just there. It is what it is. But we learn so much, and at the end of the day, we just need to be us, right? We don't need to worry about the numbers. We just need to worry about what are we showing up with. What are we delivering, and how are we engaging? That's it. That's all we need to worry about. And if you need help with that, you tune into the show. If you need one-on-one help, well, you know where to find my my website with the services. If you need a community to be a part of, you join the Hey Ed community. There's rock stars. Everyone's a rock star in there. It's so much fun. And if we don't fit, no problem. Go find somebody that does fit, though, because you need it. We all need it. We all need to be a part of something that's going to understand and get what we're doing. Whether it's a huge mastermind, a small mastermind, call it whatever you want, but you need something. Get your podcasts, get everything. You need to have it surround you. So anyway, on that note, Facebook, Instagram, you guys have been awesome. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, for watching this. Replay viewers, I love you guys. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys back here, same time, same place, tomorrow. See ya.